So VR is getting bigger and bigger. But in spite of that, for the everyday consumer, you and me, the financial barrier for entry seems really high. Like people talking about getting like an index and 5 base stations and trackers and blah blah blah. It all costs $5,000 for the full experience. But what if I tell you that's not actually true? Even with all of the accessories, head straps, etc., battery packs, you can actually get a somewhat full VR experience for pretty cheap. Little disclaimer though, this is only for Europe/Asia. So what I basically want you to get is the Pico 4 standalone VR headset. Not the Pico 4 Ultra or the Pico 4 Pro, as these are a bit pricey. And we're working on a budget here. You can get one of these headsets for $240 in total, including taxes, so it might be higher or lower with taxes. Here in my country, I got it for 240 euros with taxes. And that was basically secondhand. You have to be a bit careful with secondhand because, you know, there is a lot of shitty headsets and a lot of stinky, greasy, unhygienic headsets. But you can get lucky as well, or you can buy it off a person you already know. And I got it for really cheap. I got it for secondhand, 240 euros, and it was basically not touched at all. There was the stickers on them. I could peel them off. That's how untouched it was, and that was a good deal. But you can also get it for like 300 or more, which comparatively is still pretty low. And yeah, with that, you're pretty much set for most standalone VR gaming experiences, except for stuff that's on the Quest or mixed reality, as the pass-through cameras of the Pico 4 are not the best. So this is for VR chat degenerates like me only, pretty much. You can still use it standalone though, to watch YouTube, browse your social media, all that stuff, play other games as well. And yeah, do not waste money on getting more storage, because in my opinion, if you're gonna play PCVR and VR chat, you don't need that much storage. So yeah, now you got your Pico 4, and if you put it on your head, the first thing you'll notice that the comfort out of the box, depending on your shape of the head, is generally pretty good. It's not the best, but it's not Quest 2, Quest 3 level kind of front heavy, as the battery pack is at the back. So that's very nice. You have a kind of like a counterweight, and generally I would say it's very comfy, especially for VRChat users right out of the box. I haven't changed my strap or anything, and I can do like 5 to 8 hour sessions pretty fine in VRChat or Half-Life Alyx, other games as well. It's pretty good. But I do gotta say that the default face cover is not the best, as there's light leakage, and it generally uses a little bit of too hard of a fabric, so it just kind of like sticks on your face without really like melting on it, like with a leather cover. So we got into that later though. One of the contrasts, you could say, with a battery pack at the back though, is that sleeping in VR is a little bit harder, as you just can't put your head at the back. So yeah, the Pico 4, just like the Quest, is a standalone VR headset, which in my experience does drain the battery a little bit faster than streaming on PCVR. And it generally, of course, has less performance because it's not connected to a beefy gaming PC. So that's also one of the things you want to consider. You play standalone on the Pico 4, you're not going to see most avatars, you can go to a lot of worlds, and it's going to be a generally a little bit worse, way bit worse, arguably, experience than if you're on PCVR. For me, a cable is generally a little bit unstable, but that depends on your USB connection that you have on your PC. So I usually go for wireless. I recommend having a 6 GHz Wi-Fi connection, but 5 GHz works totally fine. You can go with Wi-Fi or spend $20 on that kind of cable, which is cool though about the cable is that even if you don't use it for streaming, you can use it for charging while you're streaming wirelessly over the Wi-Fi over to your PC, which I think is really cool. And it allows you to walk around a bit more than with a standard, box standard charging cable. So to wirelessly connect your Pico headset to your PC, you will need the Pico Connect app for both your PC and your headset. Totally free, unlike stuff like Virtual Desktop, and generally works pretty well. Doesn't have all of the quality of life of Virtual Desktop, however, and it's just a really stripped down, just Connect app. You just plug and play. Basically, you don't have much features other than like performance stuff and graphical features, etc. Now you need Steam VR on Steam and connect to that. So I hope you have Steam as a PC gamer. If not, you should download that and then download Steam VR. And most of the process is pretty self-explanatory. Like once you use it, you just kind of know. With that, you can literally play any Steam VR game. So that can be VRChat, but that can also be other game experience like Superhot or my beloved Half-Life Alyx, which I really like. I do gotta say though, if you want to play wirelessly on PCVR, you will probably need an Ethernet cable connected to your PC, as that is just more stable than going completely wireless. So keep that in mind when you're playing PCVR, is that you just have an Ethernet cable plugged into your PC. Not in your headset, just in your PC, to make sure you have the best and most stable connection, because it can get pretty demanding pretty quick. And with that, you're pretty much set. But I did mention a few optional softwares throughout this video. So starting from the beginning with a basic comfort, if you want to spend more on that, you can get a silicone interface that you just put on your the interface you already have on your Pico 4. Or you can get a whole new like leather interface where your face just kind of melts in and you have a broader FOV and it's just super comfy to wear. You can also get that. So like $10 to $20 for the silicone, just put it on, and around, I would say like $30 for the more high quality like leather interface, $30 to $40 for the more high quality interface. That means we are getting from $240 to around $260, $270. So already a little bit of more money. But for that kind of like just a little bit more comfort, that's pretty reasonable, I would say, even though the Pico 4 already out of the box is pretty comfy. If you're into full body tracking in VRChat and you don't want to spend like a lot of money on that, you can either get the Pico 4 trackers, the motion trackers, for $80 for a pair of two. Works okay, I guess. You get what you pay for. Or you could get like really expensive ones, but that's kind of like not the focus of this video. This video's focus is like budget. So there's a software called Standable, which is actively being developed. It costs $20, but it sometimes is on sale for 33%, so a little bit cheaper. You can get it on Steam, and basically what it does is takes the position of your head and both of your controllers to calculate where your torso and your elbows and your kneecaps and your feet will be, and your movements just look a little bit more natural. Like I'm using it right now, and yeah, it's $20 and you can buy it on Steam, which means you have 2 hours to try it out and see if it works for you. If it doesn't, you can just refund it. Pretty awesome stuff, and I really love just using it. Makes lying down way more natural. So yeah, this is what basic Standable looks like pretty much. It's good for just like, like goofing around, dancing around, as you can see it as like better animations for the VRChat animations, which kind of suck. So yeah, you can just kind of move around, and also try spinning around, which is still a little bit buggy, because it loses tracking, but I guess that's the headset's fault. But yeah, you can just like, kind of just vibe. You can also like slide, pretty cool stuff, and you can also go down or lie down. Hold on, let me lie down. Hell yeah. You can also adjust how far your legs go and if they cross or not. A lot of customizability. You can adjust the height of your bed and your floor, and you can auto detect when you're getting up, which is great. And yeah, sadly not sponsored, but I love Standable and I would love seeing more people use it. And if I go into public worlds, actually, most people are surprised I'm not using full body tracking. I'm just using Standable, but it looks pretty natural in most social VR settings, which is great and can enhance your experience. So with a basic interface, the VR headset and Standable, we're at $280. Next up would be Virtual Desktop. Just like I mentioned, it's a app that connects your desktop, PC, to your headset. And yeah, Virtual Desktop is just a very nice app with a lot of features for connecting your headset to your PC. It's just, you have more options and you can multitask easier. It just makes everything a lot easier, but it does cost $20 on the Pico App Store. Now we'll be at around $300, which is $20 away from the price of a 3S. Meta Quest 3S with no accessories at all. Isn't that crazy? Then, what I recommend everyone get is getting an accessory set off of Amazon or eBay or whatever. Basically a set with a lens cover, a lens cleaning cloth, controller grips, lens screen protectors, stuff like that. Very important, in my opinion, to keep your lenses the best as they can be, and also keeping your controllers working, because if you sweat a lot, the sweat might, get into the battery compartment and everything will break. And so that's also around 20 bucks. So we're at $320 now. The Quest of a new front heavy Quest 3S with worse specs. Except for the chip. I think the chip is better. But who needs raw performance when we're doing PCVR? That's kind of irrelevant. The last thing is the link cable, which is $20. So yeah, that was a video. Definitely tell me what you think. That's all I wanted to say, and have a great day. Bye bye!